endeavors yet.
Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for April the 28th, 2025. Thank you, huzzah, for my, quote, great intro. That's an old intro. I gotta redo it one of these days.
I heard that hesitation on the date.
Hmm. I'm looking at the thing on my calendar saying 428. I'm going, 4. Is that May? Is it May? No, 4 isn't May. You can tell the coffee hasn't quite hit the bloodstream yet.
Coffee doesn't do anything for me anyway.
It can
I
help.
mean, caffeine, when they usually brain is just like settles the mind, but doesn't actually make me awake.
It doesn't make me awake, but it's warm. It could be it could be a hot
I mean,
chocolate. It could be hot water.
I think ingesting something makes me more awake than the contents itself.
Yeah, I
If that
think you're
makes
right
sense.
because I can fall asleep with a cup of coffee on my chest.
Oh,
Though,
absolutely.
in theory, tonight being driving home late at night is tea when I leave the school, and an hour and a half later when I get to the truck stop, a coffee, and that should get me all the way to the end. Satalia, thank you so much for the coffee. Appreciate that. It is a blend of the last of the Good Boy and a touch of Cuffum because I'm running out of my dog coffee and now having to hit into my gun barrel coffee.
Dog coffee.
Dog coffee.
Adorable.
It is dog coffee. It comes from a place called Grounds and Hounds,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
they donate some.
Been
So I have Good Boy, Hey Buddy, and the dog sleeps in my bed. So the last I've got left is Dog Sleeps in My Bed, but that's double caffeine, which I reserve for days like tomorrow morning, which are going to be tough. Maybe tomorrow's tough. Late nights sometimes wind up being tough mornings. Whether or not it's tough will depend a lot on if I can find what I did with my gym bag with all my taekwondo uniform stuff. So,
Oh my
where?
god, my dog seems offended that I just gave him his breakfast.
Oh no.
I mean, I don't know. Come on, puppy. Your food's up. No, he's just lying down and doesn't care. Fine, fine. Be that way. See if I care. Fine. I'm not gonna argue with him. Because I'm gonna lose anyway, so what's the
Yeah,
point?
you are. Hey, Satalia, Grounds and Hounds donates portion of their profits to various rescues and charities and
Where every
dog
cup
things.
saves a pup.
It
That's cute and adorable.
it is. It is. So when I need weird little things like I have the coffee filters for when I'm brewing the coffee, and they have a cute little coffee filter holder. Okay, fine. I'll use that. I don't buy a ton of
Alright.
tchotchke for the house, but things like that are cute, and rather than giving the money to Amazon, I'll give it to them.
Tchotchke? What the hell is
Tchotchke
that?
stuff, little things. Have you ever been to a convention and they give you little souvenir type things that are kind of junky?
No, I don't think I had a convention anywhere near me to actually visit.
Even a business convention, or you go to a fair
I
and
would never go to a business convention.
business conventions are the big ones for tchotchke, or they give you a free pen when you go to the insurance agent or the doctor or something
I
like
think
that.
I've
Any
heard
little freebie is
I've heard
tchotchke.
the word before. Tchotchke. Is that a Jewish thing?
I think so. It's
And I will check out.
let's see, tchotchke.
Yes. Another means it also sounds very Polish, but it doesn't mean anything. But the sound is just like.
I don't know what the etymology of tchotchke is. Oops, let's hit that button while we're at it.
I think I know where I heard it.
It's a North American thing, a trinket, a decorative rather than functional item. Let's see, where does it's also spelled with an O, so TCHO. It's Yiddish originally,
Ah, yeah, then it's definitely
so that would explain why
Jewish.
my Jewish boss would be like, "How do you know the word tchotchke?" I'm like, "What do you mean? How do I know the word tchotchke? Everybody knows tchotchke. Apparently, everybody doesn't know tchotchke."
Yeah. Jewish Americans. Yeah, that would check out. I know it from Fran Drescher from The Nanny.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Because I think Fran Drescher is Jewish.
Yeah,
Like, or
yeah.
God, she still looks like $1 million, and
Some
she's like
people
what?
age so well.
I mean, I can't believe like she can still pull off everything about her, like the voice, like the look.
Hmm.
Because I think she's been in some sort of recent stand-up thing, and I saw a clip, and I'm like, holy, the guacamole! She looks like $1 million, and she's like, what? What's she age at now?
I,
70?
I have no idea.
Uh,
It's
67.
oh,
Okay,
that's young.
right.
That's young.
Yeah, but for 67, I've seen people in their mid-50s that look older than she does.
Well, yeah. Well, I
And
find it.
she looks really natural. She doesn't look like there's been any job done on her
I
face.
was just gonna say
Because
I've been
when,
watching some TikTok or YouTube shorts where they show women and men, like when they started off their career in today, so
yeah,
20 and 70, and it's kind of weird. You can tell which ones, at least you can tell which ones
have had
sometimes had
some work
surgery
done. Yeah,
because
yeah, you can
it's
tell.
unnaturally tight and plasticky looking. But what I find more amazing is how many people actually look even better as they get older. The
Oh yeah,
maturity, the
absolutely.
lines, the coloring, all that stuff adds to their face. So they used to look like a little plastic toy, and now they look wonderful.
But it's funny because Drescher is the president of SAG-AFTRA, I think.
Yes, they must have
Uh,
multiple
yeah,
presidents.
she's the third national president of SAG-AFTRA. And during the biggest protest, when the Hollywood was protesting right after COVID and stuff, she was coming forth and being the spokesperson for a lot of stuff, the writers' strike and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she was without any makeup, and she still looks good for her age. And it shows like she's got like age wrinkles, the mimic
Yeah,
wrinkles
but
near
her
her
wrinkles
eyes and
look
stuff.
really good
But
on her. I
yeah,
mean,
but it just adds flavor, but it
oh yeah,
doesn't make her look like immediately, she looks like close to 70. Like
no,
even if she,
she looks
I
very
don't know.
very good.
I'm really impressed by her genes, I guess.
Yeah, that has such a lot to do with it.
Yeah, because like she won the lottery really in that department.
Well, she probably is smart too and doesn't do dumb like don't go sit in the sun every day.
Yeah, she's
Eat
probably like,
eat carefully, keep your weight under control, all those things. Don't stress out.
yeah,
Yeah,
I like
don't.
her. Whatever she does, I'm full support.
She looks good.
I mean, I love her work anyway. I always liked her over the top acting and the characters she created because most of the time she actually participated in the character creation she played. It wasn't like she was just a passive actor who's just, acting the way she's being directed. She was a lot of times she was like the producer, the writer for it. So she's done a lot of creative work, and I have very big respect for her in that regard. Anyway, Terran ships in battle zone. Okay, just five. So, oh yeah, the transport will be so worth it. Um, what else? Destroy Voth ships. 10 anywhere. And do
Oh, that's okay. We could go do
tension
Nasorden. I'd love to do
space.
Nasorden.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
'Cause I
petrol.
have to gain some
And
salvage, so
Tetrian damage space. Fine.
everything
I
else. I've
can
got
live with
harvest
that.
materials in space and gain salvage. How exciting, right?
Oh,
Satalia
yeah.
needs 5 dreadnoughts.
Too bad.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I've done the Days of Dread. Actually, wasn't that bad.
We did it once because it came up as the random of all things.
Well, that's to be expected. He's still in the
But we had a
shuffle
full
on
team of
Steam.
5. It shouldn't
If
have
it's
come up as.
universal.
Yeah, but with full
Well,
team of 5, it.
randoms. I mean, random still pick something random, right? And
Yeah,
it is
but
still
that
in the
one.
random queue.
But no. No, I don't want this as the
Yeah.
random.
Well, you still gotta do it.
We did.
Well, at least you got it
We
out of the
did it. We
way.
had a good team running it, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I had a very decent team. People actually were well defending the station, so we didn't die, so we didn't lose points on that one, and people efficiently delivered and defended the warp course. It wasn't very rushed, but
No,
I managed to deliver the final blow before I blew up because the
Yeah,
Doomsday Machine
I was
nuked me.
hauling the big warp core at the end because I thought I could handle it, realizing later I don't have a
Yes,
lot
someone
of
had to drop
saves
it.
here.
Someone had to drop it in my team because they couldn't take the damage. They probably had very little resistance, and I picked it up and I dropped it, and then Doomsday Machine exploded in my face.
They do that.
Fired in my face, and then it exploded. So at least I took it down.
Citalia says, I have harvest materials ground. This will be easy. Citalia, when you go to the not the patrols, when you do the daily, pick the rocket launch one, because every time you do that adjust parts, it's a harvest ground materials. So you can do 2 for the price of 1. Oh, you knew that already. Sorry.
$3.99.
Preach into the choir here.
It's $3.99.
Yeah, exactly. But wait, there's more. Well, let me send you an
If you sign up now,
Oh, I
you
sold
get
something in the
depression
exchange. Oh, good. I got rid of
yeah,
that. Yay.
you get depression and like back pain.
Oh, yes. Let's see. Let me send you an invitation. How can I keep having mail? Just went through them.
You don't go through it, or you keep receiving new stuff. Oh, look, an invitation. Don't mind if I do.
Citalia, you want an invite? I'm going to send you one. You can always turn it down. Okay, what else did I get for mail? These aren't new. These are old. Why does my mail suddenly like to just constantly blink? There goes. Something in there was gone. Apparently the new
Filter them by date and check.
event starts tomorrow, I am told, which will be, I think, Azure Nebula and the Vault for 2 space ones.
Wait, another event?
Yeah, this is another meta event. This is the Tholian one, but I don't think there's a ground anything for it, so we will see. The problem is, according to a couple people in Reddit, Azure Nebula still isn't correctly awarding marks at the end. So we will see what happens.
Does anyone care?
Well, if you're going to do the event daily, it would be nice to get the marks. But they have to have a different one for the event because it awards all marks. So we will see. We will see. But yeah, I'm really tired of events. Can we just stop having events, please? Just a couple of weeks off.
Every online game has events right now. Marvel Rivals, Star Trek Online,
everything.
Dead by Daylight, everything gets events, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm running out of hours to get enough sleep, and you're forcing me to do 3 events. Can I just have the games and have some fun with those games rather than just constantly...
Yeah, just to stay current with the stuff you need to do, just for the basics, what I like to call the admin stuff. It takes up all my time. If I want to actually play the game, I have to allocate extra time for it. Let's see, let me manage a ship here, because part of mine is every day when I do my dailies, I'm also going to grab one of the ships I have and level it up.
Very reasonable. So,
there we go.
The new Elite Federation mission scout ship. 360 phaser beam times 2. 360 photon torpedoes. Tractor beam 3, asset and beam 3. Faster than standard runabouts. So this is basically a runabout.
Probably.
Weaker.
I don't care. I don't open packages until later, if ever.
Well, I've opened it and with no intention of using them anytime soon. I was just curious.
I want to queue us up for Hive Onslaught so we can get Citalia's 5 Dreadnoughts dreaded. Oh,
I haven't.
Weeboo?
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill someone. There's someone drilling in my building. Like, it sounds like the next apartment or something like that. I don't want to go there and use that drill in their head. Like, the fact that someone invented a drill that isn't somehow limiting the sound it makes. Ugh.
The Dread Pirate Moopsy. Oh, that is too good.
Somehow the Romans built stuff that lasted longer than most of today's buildings, and they didn't have drills. Why do we have to have them use them? Can we
Well, they could
stop
drill into
using them?
stuff. Drills aren't anything new.
Yeah, but they didn't have those mechanic drills that
Nope, they
make a lot
didn't.
of noise. I just um I just saw a TikTok about one of the biggest aqueducts that the Romans ever built, and it's still standing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was built in the first 100 years of like first century AD. So that was like 2,000 years ago, and I was like, hello, can't we build stuff like that today?
We probably could.
No, we probably couldn't because we have money and we don't pull resources as efficiently as Romans did. Plus,
So,
we don't have the recipe for their concrete.
yeah,
We
we
have
actually
suspicion.
do. Well, we think we do. We have, but it's hard to tell
really
until it's
difficult to
materials.
replicate.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the proportions for it.
Well, they do know how to make their hydraulic cement, which is really interesting.
Oh yeah. Doesn't
Cement that
deteriorate.
sets underwater. It's just like, whoa, that's so cool. Oh, I died. Bummer. I used to work in a town called Aachen in Germany. And the
Yeah.
first time I went down to this city center, which was a summer day, and just went down there to have ice
Okay.
cream and hang out with my coworkers. And there looked like part of a Roman arch just sitting there, but about 6, 7, no, not even that, 4 feet off the ground. And I'm like, that's really cool. What is that? Oh, it's part of a Roman arch. The ground level has come up because, dirt, debris, all that stuff over the years. But it's still
Yeah.
standing. It's over 1,000 years, almost 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
It's just like, and the kids are just playing on it. I'm like, but it's an archaeologic artifact. We got them all over the place. The old
Right,
Roman
like
baths
they
still
just, like-
exist.
Yeah. And I just learned as well that there is like a Roman bathhouse that exists today. I mean, exists. Probably too much. Ruins of it are standing today, and there's like extensive underground
Yeah.
infrastructure. Because they had ovens and furnaces that kept
Water
heating up
hut,
the
yeah.
air and water to steam up multiple rooms. They used like tons of wood per day to
Yep.
heat it all up, and I'm like, what? It was just an indulgence. It wasn't something of necessity, And it's just like, just have it. Like, probably dozens of slaves worked there, like in hundreds. Who
yeah.
knows? It's like, what the hell? That's when you get on. That's what happens when you have unlimited slave labor
Yep.
access. That's why Romans succeeded. They had slave labor, and it was all over the Roman Empire. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, we just get them from this one place. No, everywhere they went, they
Yep.
had slavery. But the one reason why we can't have as extensive
Why we
building
can't
projects
have
as
nice
they are,
things anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
Why
one
we
of the
don't-
functions of machinery is that it replaces manual labor.
So someone has to operate it, and they have to be specialized. in
Oh yeah,
operating.
absolutely. But it takes one person to run a machine that would replace the labor of 100 people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry. If you had the right equipment, you could probably put together a pyramid-esque type building a lot less than the 20 to 30 years it took the Egyptians. I'm not saying it would be as well done. I'm just saying that you could do something.
Yeah. Oh sure, get into the geometry so we can't fire from a certain angle. Mean cube.
What else
There's a
is
funny
left here?
preconception about pyramids that exists, especially among Christianity and Jewish, that the Egyptians used Jews as slave labor to
There
build
weren't
pyramids
enough
and
there at the
monuments.
time. There were some.
Except they didn't. No, they never used slave labor for building any of their
Yeah,
monuments.
they didn't need to.
Well, for once, they would never resort to slavery because slaves are not specialized in precise kind of work that they required for those monuments. Plus, it was considered kind of like
That
a
that was going to be
privilege to
the
work under the pharaoh's tomb, or like the pharaoh's palace or wherever they were building. It was a privilege, and they were
yeah.
considered like this was important work, and they didn't complain about, oh, this is very hard labor. They knew what they were doing,
Oh yeah.
and they were very well like. Well, into it is probably the wrong word, but they were ready to do it, and they committed, and they had to jump for like 30 years, but they still like did it, right? It was dedication. They never used slave labor to do that. And besides the fact that there was never a period where the entire Jewish nation was under Egyptian slavery is another thing, but doesn't change the fact that it was under
Yes, but we're
slave
not going to
labor.
let the facts interfere with the good story.
Is it a good story though?
No, it's not.
Uh,
So when I was in my first year
I
of
mean,
college, getting ready to go to nursing school, the guy who sat next to me, so there were like 4 adults in this class, and the rest were teenagers, and he was studying biblical archaeology.
oh,
And every day he'd bring in the current literature that was going on. It was really interesting to see all these things that I kind of grew up with as, well, this happened because it's in the Bible, and this happened because it's in the Bible. And he'd bring in the journals, and they'd be doing an excavation at XZY site, whatever. And,
mm,
you know, so his was really interesting in that it wasn't what you got taught in the Bible, it's what information and facts did they actually find, and not whether it agreed
yeah,
with it or not. It was just what they found, and I found it very
oh,
interesting. Definitely got into. At that time, he was really focusing on a dig in. Oh God, I can't remember it. It was going to be the Egyptian capital, except the people didn't really like whoever that person was, and so when he died, they just kind of let it disappear, and they took all his stuff back to wherever. It wasn't Alexandria. So anyway, they found it using radar and lidar from space. They
yeah.
were able to see the outline of where the city is, and they were just beginning that dig there.
Yeah. Well, same goes for a lot of stuff. Like people just follow preconceptions, or like there's a rumor that it's common. It's treated as common knowledge, even though it's not an actual fact.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for instance, they've people believe that people hate Romans because they burned the Library of Alexandria. Well, not exactly. And it didn't burn down entirely, and it wasn't like it was the only library in the world that contained that kind of knowledge.
We're not going to let details interfere with a good story. I'm not
Yeah, but
even
like,
finding the name of this dig anyplace, so it's fairly niche, but it was really interesting.
oh, there's this news from Göbekli Tepe, which is interesting.
Yes, I've been following some
Uh,
interesting stuff there.
Apparently it was roofed. It was never like an open area. It had a roofing. It had some sort of covering, so it wasn't always like it is now. You dig it out and it's just like structures under the open
Well, I
sky.
always
It
wonder
used to
why
have
they had
roofing.
those
Those
T-shaped buildings with nothing else to explain them.
Well, those T-shaped columns weren't actually columns. They weren't supporting anything, but they found traces and holes after the wooden supports that supported some sort of roofing coverage. We don't know what it was. It might have been made of material. It might have been made of wood that deteriorated over time, and there's no trace of it because it's so old. But there is traces that there is residue of wooden splinters and stuff within those holes because they were covered. Amazing stuff that just changes everything you thought about Göbekli Tepe, even as it is, and Göbekli Tepe changes what we know and think about history of humanity because we didn't think people were building stuff like that at the time. So it's really fascinating.
And now they found another site that I believe is older than Göbekli Tepe.
Yep, yep. That there's that older and feels a little bit less elaborate. It's fascinating. I love it.
It is. Ooh. Oh. Let's see. There's one I've never heard of. Banklu Taria. But that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Don't know.
Mini Minute Man did something on it recently. No. There's actually a couple of them now. Karahan Tepe. That's the one I'm thinking of.
All right. Yeah, the satellite survey showed there's a lot of those structures over there.
Yeah, they found an interesting one in the U.S. recently that predates what they thought were organized cities, and they're not sure if it was a temple or if it was a city because it's buried underneath a current town, but when they LiDAR'd it, they could find it. So they're hoping to do some digs here and there to see what they can dig up, so to speak.
Yeah. I need to get back to writing my...
Satalia
novel.
will be back in a few. So I think, let's see, you had, what else did you have? I've got nothing here.
Well, I've got boss ships and Terran ships in the battle zone, and Tetrian damage apparently, because why not?
Oh, when Satalia gets back, how about if we take on Aftermath Nasorden? And that'll get you your Voth ships, and it'll get me some salvage.
I'll take some Tetrian weapons too.
But you know what I'm going to do while we're waiting for Satalia to get back here?
Oh my god,
hiccup.
I'm going like a crazy person.
Let's see if what other ships I haven't used yet. I'm trying to level ships as much as possible. Just, you know, I have so many tunes, so many ships sitting in boxes unused. So many things I need to get done with this. Let's see, that one we are going to unequip those toys. And we can't discharge you. I can't type today. See, I think these have all been set up. Delios was nice, but I think we will discharge her as well. Anything else there? Okay, so
Well,
there's the gold press Moopsy. We've done that one. We'll leave the Arbiter alone. Oh, well, I don't need to run up there. I can stay right here. I can stay right here. What have I not done?
Oh.
That was the truck. Have I done the Nadarian yet? Yeah, we'll come back to the... No, let's claim that one.
Love, you have any intention of going to eat your breakfast? Hello? Out of order. Sleeps. I mean, I'm glad that you're calmer and your tummy isn't giving you a headache, but...
Well, apparently I've already done this ship.
Go and eat.
See if I've done this ship. Haven't done that one. I have done that one. Okay. Did I spell that right? I did spell that right. I have the Nadarian Defender, which I'm not going to go take if we're going to go do something, though.
I wonder why.
I'm sure there will be a reason to have it around at some point. Let's do the Seize Your Way. Is there anything there worth salvaging? Yes, there's some salvage right there. Wish we had an easy way to discard stuff rather than...
Yeah, I wish we could do bulk discard.
Yep, that would be really nice. Here we go.
Now I sent you a picture of my fluffer.
Alright. I don't want
Lazy
any of
flip.
those. Let's see what else I've got for a ship, because we're not going to do that one right now. So we did the we did the Nadarian. We've got the Somerville to. No, we did the Somerville.
No, you were doing Somerville. Have you finished it?
Yeah, Somerville is done.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if this one's done. I wish there was an easy way to see which ones I have done. Oh, this one hasn't been done. The Fakiri Burjai. The Burjai? A bird's eye view of things. Let's hit that one there.
Are those mythical ships, like, we never had any confirmation they really existed, right?
What,
None of
medical
those designs
ships?
actually
There's
in canon.
one that's got an appearance similar to it in game.
No, in game, but like on any of the shows,
Yeah,
the hero was just mythical beings, right?
I'm sorry, say that again. You cut for a second.
They were mythical beings, right?
No, Beverly had the Pasteur that she was the captain of, and that was in All Good Things in the last episode. That was a medical ship.
And they saw Fakiri.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Nope. Nobody, nope. You're right on
That's
that.
what I meant. We have never seen a Fakiri ship in the canon.
Nope. For some reason, I thought you said something else. Coffee is brewing. Oh, thank goodness for that. I am down to half a cup left here. And that's all there is, because I'm not going to go make more. Was it Saturday? I think it was Friday night. I woke up with terrible insomnia about 2 a.m. Came up, started to play a game, realized I'm going to be awake for a while, so let the doggers out, gave them a snack, made a pot of coffee, drank the coffee, played game for about 3 hours, went back to bed, slept for another 3 hours, got back up. Now I'm really tired. Made more coffee. Yeah, I'm going to throw some stuff. Excuse me. There needs to be a coffee name Lorelei Gilmore. Well, let me tell you about that, Citalia. My former favorite coffee shop in Geneva, Illinois, 318, I think it was called 318, did a day dedicated to the Gilmore girls. And I just wanted to go get my cup of coffee on the way to work. The line was out the door, down and around, and I'm like, I just want a coffee. We all want a coffee. I just want a coffee and go to work. We can go to the end of the line. I'm like, I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts. Thank you very much. Your coffee's good. It's not that good. Honestly, no coffee is that good. Why am I putting beams there? That is a good question. Do I have any cannons? Cannons, 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 cannons. I don't. Okay. Well, we'll do what we can here.
That thing's gonna drive me insane today. I can hear it through my headset, and it's just like, it's constant. It's all the time. Gonna go insane. What are they doing?
Drilling?
But what do you, like, drilling a hole? Whenever my dad was using like electric drill to drill a hole to hang something, it was just like a minute, and it was done. I don't know what needs constant, unending, continuous drilling sound that vibrates to the wall. Like, I don't understand what needs that kind of work. Are they drilling a pattern in the wall? Like, I don't get it. I've never seen drill to be used this extensively for that long period of time. It doesn't make sense.
All right, we're gonna
It should be forbidden.
do a patrol this time so that Chris can get his Bath ship. So we're gonna do Aftermath Nasorden. It's the very first one on the all patrols list on advanced. So please launch when you're ready.
Okay, let me see. My default is normal. Oh my goodness.
So I had to hang a picture. I've got so many pictures. I have more pictures than I have wall space. My living room.
Yeah, but still, when you drill a hole in the wall, it's just like
Oh, I couldn't
30
even.
seconds to drill it,
I didn't
and
even
then
get bothered to drill. I just we have something called an easy tap or an easy
yeah,
anchor rather, and it's got a drill tip built into it. So all you have to do is punch a little teeny tiny hole, and then it'll drill in from there by itself. It's advanced, Satalia.
yeah,
Please wait for Satalia before you
yeah.
start shooting
Which
at
is
stuff.
precisely why I don't understand what kind of work needs this extensive, prolonged, and continuous drilling sound that doesn't end. It's not like someone is like putting into the wall, pulling out, making a hole, moving next one.
I
It's
don't
just like
know. Maybe
constant drill.
cabinets, maybe, but even those don't take that much.
No, it doesn't take that long. I've seen enough drilling in my life. And my dad was pretending he's a technician, or like he can fix things, even though he didn't know how to.
Well, as I was saying,
Um,
I'm hanging pictures, and I thought I could get out the drill and make this a lot easier. Or I could just do these easy taps and not bother having to get out an extension cord and all this other stuff and yada 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 yada.
yeah.
So I did.
Yep. Pretty much.
But as I was saying, I have so many pieces of art, and they're sitting in the garage for the most part because my entire living room is dedicated to Star Trek. My hall or stairway going upstairs is dedicated to Pacific Rim. My bedroom is all my family pictures. I haven't done anything upstairs. The downstairs hallway is pictures of dogs. So I'm starting having to hang them by putting them up in the garage because I've got nothing else to do with them.
Oh boy.
So my big family picture that I hate but my dad loved, that's stained from years of cigarette smoke because my dad might like the picture a lot, but he was not about to stop smoking to preserve it. Hangs in my garage. As you open up the door, you can see my bike rack, and then above that is the family picture.
Oh my god, stop drilling! I'm gonna murder someone.
Tracking a large force incoming. Preparing to set safe.
By the way, are you getting your Voth ships?
I had 5,
Oh.
sorry, 10, so I've done them already.
Okay.
10 of those. Excuse me, why are we dying here? To Voth of all things?
Voth reflective shields.
All these years dealing with Oh wait, this is a new ship.
What?
The Cooperative Acculturator? The hell is that word? Look, I'm flying
Accumulator.
right next to
No,
it.
acculturator. Acculturator. That's interesting.
I've never seen that
I've
ship
never
before.
seen a
This is
cooperative
new.
acculturator. Kind of looks like the playable Borg ship we've got, but not.
Yeah, but not. It's like a
It's
weird
like they
version
added
of
something to it. They gave it
It looks
extra
weird.
something. I need Delta.
I've never seen
apparently.
that one before.
I have not either. Or maybe I have and just never paid attention to it.
No, I would have noticed. I like that it's vertical, kind of vertical and horizontal at the same time. Interesting. I wonder if they're gonna make more Borg playable classes.
We need less
'Cause
Borg
this
at the
looks-
moment, thank you very much. There's too much Borg focused stuff. Much as I like some of it. Let's see what that did for leveling.
Well, you can thank Picard season 2 and 3.
I know. Well, that got me to 1.2. How exciting. It got me one warp core or something. Engine, whatever that is. So I'm still at... Ooh, I broke 1,000 on the salvage. Woo!
Woohoo!
How exciting. What next?
Well, I've still got my Tetra damage to do.
Is that ground or
Nothing else.
space?
Space.
Oh,
No, just space.
Get
I
them
started with this patrol, but there wasn't enough targets to.
Got it. Well,
Okay,
get
that
yourself
doesn't
ready
look
and we
fun.
can do... Satalia, do you have anything else? Okay, well, I'd like to do a patrol then to one, level up the ship a bit, and I need salvage, so I was thinking ninth rule,
Uh, sure.
just because it dumps a ton of loot usually. Ninth rule, advanced. Yes, advanced, please. And launch whenever you're ready. Excuse me 1 second. Ooh, the sun's up already. Hang on. Somebody just sent me something. Oh.
Yeah, the sun is up here, but it's not making
It's a
things
little different
pleasurable.
out
It's
there.
cold. Well, technically it's supposed to be warmer this time of year, but it turned cold a few last days, and it's really nasty.
Well, let's see. Saturday, I had to wear a jacket over my sweatshirt because it was 40 degrees while I was walking the dogs in the middle of the afternoon. Yesterday, I got ready, sweatpants, jacket, sweatshirt, got out there, turned around, put the jacket away. It was maybe 65. It was,
When mornings are in the mornings it's like 3 degrees above freezing. So,
well, we're getting out of that, but we've had a couple 40-degree mornings, which is, slightly over freezing. But at this point, we should be out of the really danger zone, though they still recommend not planting anything outside for another couple of weeks.
might grow wings and fly away.
No, because the chance of having a hard freeze, cold enough to freeze plants, new plants, is pretty high.
Right. Yeah.
Back in Chicago,
Anyway,
it's
yeah.
don't plant before Memorial Day. Here, because we're a little bit more to the south, is don't plant before Mother's Day, which is another 2 weeks.
Oh, Ferengi got betrayed and is crying about it. Oh, color me unimpressed. Oh, you're right. My love for Ferengi is legendary.
Good. I'll throw in the legendary Toxel Tot. Do we have a deal?
I don't think so, Madron. I don't want a Taxutat.
The Birmingham.
Really don't want it? You could go to Battle of Persian Font then. You have it.
That's okay. I don't need the Battle of Procyon 5. Thank you very much.
Okay. Oh no, it's the Mokai. Frick off with that stupid viral
Just
impulse.
stay out
Oh,
at 5 kilometers.
why the Mokai out of everyone? This is the most hated faction in the
Is it-
game.
Yeah, I want a device to just reverse that on them. You try it on me, hit it fast enough, and it just bounces you back instead. Neener.
Well, I mean, it's a typical coward tactic to make your enemies fly away from you when you're losing the battle. After all, more times than not, Klingons are cowards. They say otherwise, but
Oh yeah.
their actions say otherwise. Who uses a
Bombs are
cloaking?
cowardly. We blow them up.
Bombs?
Poison's cowardly. We poison them.
Yeah, and who uses cloak if you like want to die with honor?
So going completely OT, last night I found a movie free on Prime called Conclave,
Uh oh.
which is basically just Conclave, which I thought was appropriately timed. And we're into it about 2 to 3 minutes, and I realize it's just a redo of an old book called The Shoes of the Fisherman. Same story. Hits a lot of the same plot points, but Ralph Fiennes is in it.
Yep.
And that got me this morning when we were talking about people who look better as they get older. He looked great when he was younger. He still looks good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it done my touchdown damage just now.
Yay!
The final wave actually hit it.
Well fought indeed. Modron's on his way.
John Lithgow was in it. John Lithgow, I'm not going to say he looks better with age, but he's still John Lithgow.
Never good looking to begin with.
He still looks like John Lithgow. Put on a bit of weight. Not bad, but it shows in his face.
Yeah.
So,
But he's still a marvelous actor. Like,
oh, dang, yeah.
his age, absolutely still sharp as...
He was terrific
as
in the
ever.
movie.
I remember seeing him, well, that was like mid-2000, 2000 maybe? 7, 8, 9, maybe something around it. When he was playing in Dexter.
Oh, I didn't know he was in Dexter.
Oh my goodness, he had the... To this day, Season 4 of Dexter is considered the best season of the entire show, including everything that came after, including the 2 shows that followed.
I will tell you, I read
Just
the books,
that
which
good.
I thought were fantastic.
Well, the first season goes along with the first book, more or less, and then they kind of like move away from each other because the books actually go into kind of supernatural thing later on. And the show pretty much is trying to keep itself to the ground. Not very well, but it's still trying to be realistic in a way. But John Lithgow, oh my god. He plays someone called Trinity Killer.
Ah,
He's a serial killer that Dexter is hunting, but is also, as he's watching him, he's realizing that this guy has managed to maintain a facade of a completely average, good person in this community. Because he is like, kind of like a leader of a religious community. Nothing cultist like. It's just a Christian group that builds houses for the homeless. You know,
right.
he has a family, as a almost grown-up son, a growing-up daughter, a beautiful wife, and a completely average normal home. And I was like, how is he a serial killer with this facade?
Well,
And
that's how the
Dexter's
good ones do it.
Yeah, he's absolutely fascinated by John Lithgow's character, and it's just the whole season is about him seeing everything about Trinity, and Trinity becomes a very formidable character. I knew John Lithgow from like the Third Rock from the Sun
Yeah.
before. It was just a comedy series. It was
Buckaroo
a sitcom.
Banzai across the 8th dimension.
Yeah, and it was just a sitcom. It was nothing, I mean, comedy, I don't want to diminish comedy because it sometimes requires more skill set than drama, but still, it was just like an average sitcom to sit down with the family and laugh with you at dinner or something. It wasn't very, high level of acting or anything like it. And then I saw John Lithgow in Dexter, and I had my mind blown up because this man could play both roles. I mean, he kind of played one role, but he had different sides to his character. The facade that he showed to people in like plain sight, and he was such a good actor. He could pretend to be the nicest person in the world, and then he showed his killer face. And I was afraid of him from the screen. I had goosebumps. I was scared of him. I had real issues looking at him after that show.
No, I can totally see him doing
terrifying.
that. Satalia has left the team. Would you be willing to do Wanted Argala with me?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Launching Wanted Argala.
My God, he is so good. And then I saw him in The Crown. Well, he played out of all the people Winston Churchill.
The Crown,
And
like the series?
The Crown, the series, yeah.
Wow.
There was the young Elizabeth II, so right after she got on the throne, and she has to interact with Churchill. And my goodness, was his Churchill formidable as well. But it was really, really accurate. He was very much. He considered himself a hero more than he probably deserved after the war, and it was he kind of played this because Churchill was also kind of an actor in like every politician is, and in the way he posed himself in the public, he knew better. He knew that he can lead, even though he's not always right. He can still sell it that he knows better. And the way Lithgow played him was absolutely stunning. He was just Churchill incarnate, with all of his flaws, with all of his shortcomings, which is, well, Churchill had a lot of those. And the way he portrayed him was absolutely marvelous. And Lithgow is tall as
Yes, he
well,
is.
just like Churchill was. So it was very fitting because he was a towering figure, even at like 80 plus of age. When the show is taking place, he was still like a towering man, even though the age caught up with him, but he was still like trying to pose as this. He kind of used his posture and his height also to kind of tower over people, which is
Oh yeah.
yeah, the Lithgow, the way he portrayed Churchill was stunning. Nothing but respect. I heard they're making another Dexter spin-off, which is going to focus around Trinity Killer again, but like his younger age, and Lithgow is gonna just narrate his own thoughts.
But that's an
I'm not
interesting way
sure
to
if
do
this is
that.
gonna work out because it's still attached with the same people who did the two shows that followed up the original series, and they weren't
Mhm.
good. And I just don't see it happening. But I don't know. Showtime really wants to do it, and they're still gonna go through with it. I think. And they've attached a couple of names that might actually come something out of it. I don't think anyone who watched Dexter will care for Trinity the Killer that much to give them enough viewership. It was always about Michael C. Hall and
Yeah.
the way he embodies Dexter. It really was just a really brilliant casting because everything else about the show could have been going up and down. But as long as, Michael C. Hall is attached to it and he still plays Dexter the way he did before, it's still going to be entertaining at the very least, even if it's not the best cinematography or storytelling. Like season 5 that followed season 4 was so bizarre. It was so all over the place. It didn't really feel like Dexter. Then they kind of got the grip of it, and they got Tom Hanks' son to play the main killer in season 6.
It's
Colin
interesting.
Hanks. Oh my goodness, this guy has had talent. He was really good. I really believe he's an insane guy that should probably be in a very close place with pillows on the walls. But he
Wow.
played them so well. Um, played the Trinity, no, the Trinity Doomsday Killer. He was so good at that. I was like very impressed. And he had James Olmos, who played his mentor. But there was a plot twist attached to it, about that mentorship that didn't reveal itself until like one of the two final episodes in the season,
Mm-hmm.
and that had my mind blown because the writing of that season was so impeccable. They pulled the plot twist in a way that was like, you did not, and I was biting my nails because like, oh my god, that changes every scene that we saw them together, and like, what the hell? But it was so well played, so well played. But they were then so well written, and they had such a good casting in that season. Just,
Isn't it lovely when places or authors, TV shows, movies, whatever, have good writing?
good writing and good casting put together is just top notch. It's
I mean,
just,
it's gotten to the point where that's the exception and not the rule.
yeah, it is that right now they can attach so many names they like, and the movie can still be written, or the show can be still written like, like The Witcher, for instance, and it's just not gonna hold. It's just not gonna work. And you see that these actors are trying, but without good writing, the actors can do only so much.
They are limited. Ooh, party horns are going for like 600. Wow. I probably can
Wow.
discard that one. Yeah. I obviously got a lot, and I've been saving them thinking they'd be worth something on the exchange, but apparently everybody got them, and lots of them. So, not going to do
Cue us
that.
into something.
Pardon?
Why did I?
You get an invitation because I beamed down to Earth for a moment to drop some
I
stuff
know.
off.
I just warped out of ESD to warp out back at ESD.
Okay, that's weird.
And I didn't do anything. That's weird.
Well, I've got a few more minutes here. Shall we do one last something?
Yeah, sure.
Got a
I'm up for
taste for anything?
I don't know. I don't think I do. I think I've done all my stuff. I don't want to do the event anymore, even though I could for dilithium, but I'm not that greedy.
Yeah, but if you do the event, I'll do the event with you. We could do, I don't really want to do synthwave. You want to do, rockets?
No.
Okay.
I hate that.
I'm not going to do
Sorry.
synthwave. It takes way too long.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep.
And I don't really just
Then,
don't really care for it
Okay.
that much.
fine. How about, let's see if something easy. I do guillotine, but it's pushing the time. Infected conduit?
Sure.
Weeboo?
We will indeed.
That was fast.
What was that movie with Patrick Swayze where he was playing the drag?
Wong Fu. No, it's not Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It's to Wong Fu with Love, something like that. The one with Wesley Snipes, right?
I think so. Yeah. I can't find it.
To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
What?
It's Wesley
Yeah,
Snipes, Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, Julie Newmar, RuPaul Stockard Channing. Who else is in that one? Chris Penn, Blythe Danner. That's about it for interesting. It's a good movie.
I keep seeing clips from it, and I'm meaning to watch it.
Cetalia says I need to see that movie. It is a fun movie.
Yeah, and he's I think it's very underrated film as well.
See
'Cause
what
everyone here knows him from Dirty Dancing, but I'm like, no, he had better films.
Well,
And don't even
everybody's going to disagree with
start-
this one, but I love Roadhouse. It's stupid, but I love it. I swear to Moopsy. There we go. These are all going in the book, Cetalia. Which I'm going to have to clean up because now it's just a page of notes.
The situation is grim.
I'm planning to go to class tonight because my instructor is doing his tour for the next 2 weeks. And I'm the only
Yeah.
person who goes on Wednesday. And I hate to drag somebody in just to give me a class, so I'm going to go to class tonight. Theoretically, I'll be on time tomorrow. We'll see how much coffee I have to drink to stay up for the drive home. I'm trying to time it where I walk in the door and the coffee stops working and I can just lie down and go to bed. Doesn't always work that way.
Scanning the nanite trap. Done. Additional data is
Oh my god, this guy's drilling like there's no tomorrow. Like, I don't know if he's demolishing the apartment at this point.
You don't need to drill to demolish, that's the thing.
Well, he clearly has a hobby of doing it, because that's really insane.
the nanite probe to repair the trap.
I know, well, now I have to be on the phones. If he's gonna be drilling like this, I don't know how I'm supposed to answer phone calls. Sometimes we get a lot of them.
Maybe
anyway,
you
but
could
still.
go ask him to not drill for the next hour?
I don't know where this is happening. I don't know if this is the same row
Ah,
of apartments, and it's like, or if I'm hearing it through, you
yeah.
know, the concrete walls of the building, and this is just in somewhere I just can't reach.
Pedro Pascal
Sometimes
is
it
in the
feels
new
like it's
Fantastic
beneath me.
Four. Let me do Satalia here. Pedro Pascal is in the new Fantastic Four movie, and Sue Storm is
Yep.
pregnant. I swear to Moopsy, if she births a baby Yoda,
Well,
that's
Pedro
mixing our
Pascal.
IPs there.
Well, he was just his adoptive father. There would be no threat of that.
You know that. I don't know if I'm going to see Fantastic Four.
I'm curious just for
I want to see the trailer. Hopefully it'll
Oh
be
yeah, I
good.
saw the trailer. I think it's
Oh, I
fun.
haven't seen it yet.
Looks interesting.
I was going to go to the movies last night just to get out of the house for a while.
We're playing Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith.
Yes,
again.
they are. It's on
20th
all this
anniversary.
week. And they're also doing Fellowship of the Ring all this week. I love my theater playing stuff that gets people in the door. But we
Funny
are...
enough, Fellowship of the Ring is the only one I like of the trilogy.
Well, next Sunday we're going to go see Monty Python and the Holy Grail, so I may just hold off on my movie going till next Sunday.
It's a good one.
Oh, we all love it.
I mean Monty Python. Right?
Yes.
If that name is attached to a film, you know, it's gonna be fun.
It is a good movie. We've seen
I
it
like
many
that they
times.
have no taboo.
Pardon?
I like that they just touched everything. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
weren't like, come on, that happened. Most of those films are from like the 70s, 80s, and they touched controversial topics
Oh, yeah.
in a way that you
Absolutely.
can't even talk about them today.
Yeah,
No one would
no,
have
something
the
to
balls to
offend
make it today.
everybody.
Yeah, but like, and it like, and still, it's not offensive. Like, it's not offensive in general, but it's not like done in that mean way to like mock of
No,
anyone
it
in
just
particular.
pokes on
It's just
everybody.
putting a perspective. It just pokes on everyone and puts a different perspective on a very taboo topic. I love that kind of approach. It's really fun. Right, well, I'm gonna disband then if you go.
Absolutely, I need to go on and deal with my real life for a couple of hours. No show tonight unless the weather turns just horrible, but since it looks like it's going to be absolutely gorgeous today. If they want
Right.
Fantastic Four to succeed, they need Rachel Zegler. Satalia, you are so mean.
Oh my god.
They can't even sell tickets to her play in London right now.
To succeed or fail? Did you just
It's going to
stop
fail.
playing?
I mean, she is like the kiss of death right now.
Which is funny because apparently she's not the worst thing about the Snow White.
There's nothing
It's
good about
the script
Snow
and Gal
White, it
Gadot.
turns out.
Well, Gal Gadot and the script are the biggest failures of that film, as far as
I don't know that Gal Gadot's the biggest failure. I think the CGI of the dwarves is the absolute biggest failure. Though possibly
Gal
the
Gadot trying to sing.
yeah, but she was not the right role for that one, or not the right actress for that one. Absolutely.
I don't know what she's a good actress for because wherever I see her, she's like her face is dead.
She's not the
It might
finest
have worked
actress.
No, not really.
No, she's not. All right, I am out of here, everybody. On behalf of everybody here at Moopsy in the Morning, thanks for joining me. We will be back tomorrow morning. If Musin, then it would guarantee. Yeah, Musin says if Rachel Zegler gave a review she dislikes the movie, then it would guarantee filled seats in the theater. That's actually a really valid point, Musin. All right, we're out of here. Go have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow. And as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Option.
Moopsy, Moopsy. Shun the non-believer. Shun.
Take care, everyone.